Hi there. So we're going to continue our Through the Bible in 1 year. We are on day 12, and we are going through Job. This Bible in 1 year is in chronological order in which its stories and events occurred. So I've arranged it so it kind of follows along like history. And we're on Job. We're going to do 32 through 34. Let's jump over there and we'll get into it. Elihu rebukes Job's three friends. You remember before this, Job had basically rested his case. So, and if you missed that, listen yesterday, it's very interesting. So, here we go. So these three men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite of the family of Ram, burned with anger. He burned with anger at Job because he justified himself rather than God. He burned with anger also at Job's three friends because they had found no answer, although they had declared Job to be in the wrong. And we all know that he wasn't in the wrong. Okay. Now Elihu had waited to speak to Job because they were older than he. And when Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, he burned with anger. Anger is never a good thing. Okay. And Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, answered and said, I am young in years, and you are aged. Therefore I was timid and afraid to declare my opinion to you. I said, let days speak, and many years teach wisdom. But it is the Spirit in man, the breath of the Almighty, that makes him understand. It is not the old who are wise, nor the aged who understand what is right. Therefore I say, listen to me. Let me also declare my opinion. Of course, his opinion, you got that? Behold, I waited for your words. I listened for your wise sayings while you searched out what to say. I gave you my attention, and behold, there was none among you who refuted Job, or who answered his words. Beware lest you say, we have found wisdom. God may vanquish him, not a man. He has not directed his words against me, and I will not answer him with your speeches. They are dismayed. They answer no more. They have not a word to say. And shall I wait because they do not speak, because they stand here and answer no more? I will answer with my share. I will also declare my opinion, for I am full of words. Yeah, but you are. The spirit within me constrains me. Behold, my belly is like wine that has no vent, like new wineskins ready to burst. I must speak that I may find relief. I must open my lips and answer. I will not show partiality to any man or use flattery toward any person, for I do not know how to flatter. Else my Maker would soon take me away. Here we go. Elihu rebukes Job. Now we know Job was blameless in the sight of God. Okay, he said that at the very beginning. But now hear my speech, O Job, and listen to my words. Behold, I open my mouth. The tongue of my mouth speaks. My words declare the uprightness of my heart, and what my lips now speak, they speak sincerely. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. Answer me if you can. Set your words in order before me. Take your stand. Behold, I am toward God as you are. I was too pinched off from a piece of clay. Behold, no fear of me need terrify you. My pressure will not be heavy upon you. Surely you have spoken in my ears, and I have heard the sound of your words. You say, I am pure, without transgression. I am clean. There is no iniquity in me. God said this too. Behold, he finds occasions against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks and watches all my paths. Behold, in this you are not right. I will answer you, for God is greater than man. Why do you contend against him, saying, he will answer none of man's words? For God speaks in one way, and in two, though man does not perceive it, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on men while they slumber in their beds. Then he opens the ears of men and terrifies them with warnings, that he may turn aside from his deed and concede pride from a man. He keeps back his soul from the pit, his life from perishing by the sword. Man is also rebuked with pain on his bed, and with continual strife in his bones, so that his life loathes bread, and his appetite the choicest food. His flesh is so wasted away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. His soul draws near the pit, and his life to those who bring death. If there be for him an angel, a mediator, one of the 1,000, to declare to man what is right for him, and he is merciful to him and says, deliver him from going down to the pit, I have found a ransom. Let his flesh become fresh with youth. Let him return to the days of his youthful vigor. Then man prays to God, and he accepts him, and he sees his face with a shout of joy, and he restores to man his righteousness. He sings before men and says, I sinned and perverted what was right, and it was not repaid to me. He has redeemed my soul from going down into the pit, and my life shall look upon the light. Behold, God does all these things 3 times with a man to bring back his soul from the pit, that he may be lighted with the light of life. Pay attention, O Job, listen to me, be silent, and I will speak. If you have any words, answer me, speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me, be silent, and I will teach you wisdom. Oh, brother. So this young whippersnapper is telling Job, blameless in the sight of God, that I will teach you wisdom. Wow. Then Elihu answered and said, Hear my words, you wise men, and give ear to me, for you know who, for the ear tests words, as the palate tastes food. Let us choose what is right. Let us know among ourselves what is good, for Job has said, I am in the right, and God has taken away my right. In spite of my right, I am counted a liar. My wound is incurable, though I am without transgression. What man is like Job, who drinks up scoffing like water, who travels in company with evildoers and walks with wicked men? For he has said, It profits a man nothing that he should take delight in God. I don't know where he got that from. Therefore hear me, you men of understanding, for far be it from God that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty that he should do wrong. For according to the work of man he will repay him, and according to his ways he will make it befall him. Of a truth God will not do wickedly. Of the Almighty will not pervert justice, who gave him charge over the earth, and who laid on him the whole world. If he should set his heart to it, and gather to himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh would perish together, and man would return to dust. If you have understanding, hear this. Listen to what I say. Shall one who hates justice govern? Will you condemn him who is righteous and mighty, who says to a king, worthless one, and nobles, wicked man, and who shows no partiality to princes, nor regards the rich more than the poor, for they are all the work of his hands? In a moment they die. At midnight the people are shaken and pass away, and the mighty are taken away by no human hand. For his eyes are on the ways of man, and he sees all his steps. There is no gloom of deep darkness where evildoers may hide themselves. For God has no need to consider a man further, that he should go before God in judgment. He scatters the mighty without investigation. He sets others in their place. Thus, knowing their works, he overturns them in night, and they are crushed. He strikes them for their wickedness in a place for all to see. Because they turned aside from following him, he had no regard of his ways, so that they caused the cry of the poor to come to him, and heard the cry of the afflicted. When he is quiet, who can condemn? When he hides his face, who can behold him? Whether it be a nation or a man, that a godless man should not reign, that he should not ensnare the people. For anyone has said to God, I have borne punishment, I will not offend any more. Teach me what I do not see. If I have done iniquity, I will do it no more. Will he then make repayment to suit you, because you reject it? For you must choose, and not I. Therefore declare what you know. Men of understanding will say to me, and the wise men who hear me will say, Job speaks without knowledge, his words are without insight. Would that Job were tried to the end, because he answers like wicked men. For he adds rebellion to his sin, and claps his hands among us, and multiplies his words against God. And this guy's really full of himself, isn't he? So they sum this whole thing up to say, basically, this kid comes along and says, well, you must have done something bad. You must be a sinner. You must be a terribly evil person, and everything you do is evil, because God is punishing you now for your evil deeds. Yeah, I almost want to go on, but wow, crazy. Like I said, this kid's really full of himself. But let's peek ahead and see what's... Yeah, look, he's continuing tomorrow. Elihu condemns Job. Extols God's greatness. proclaims God's majesty. Wow. This guy's going to speak for days. And I already don't like him. What's on Sunday? The Lord answers Job. Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, "Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge?" Yeah. So, we know Elihu's going to get his, but not until Sunday, unfortunately. So, that's day 12. You know, it's just beginning, but we'll be over it soon. On Sunday, God's going to speak to Job, and that's what we're waiting for. So, there you have it. That's day 12 of our 365 days through the Bible. Job, I must admit, I have learned more now through Job than I ever had before. I never really studied Job in all of my years. Never really dug into it like this, and I find it a lot more interesting than I ever thought I would. So, that's day 12. We might do some other videos later. Stay tuned. Give us a like if you think about it. Until then, have a good Friday. Have a great weekend. See you next time.